If we look at the last Saturday's elections, one of the states on our radar is Kano. For example, and we saw how it panned out even before the elections. I know BKO spoke extensively on how fierce the competition will be in Kano, and with the emergence of the NNPP's candidate now, how do you look at this? You've spoken about the beauty of democracy, how governance should be like, but in Kano, what stands out for you in Kano State?
Well, I think it was a very tough battle, though the Kwankwaso party won landslide during the presidential election. But we didn't see that repeated during the governorship election. Nevertheless, the party still won. I think it's a confirmation of the domineering influence of Kwankwaso in Kano politics. And one should not be surprised. He has been in this game for a very long time. In 1999 to 2023, he was also defense minister under President Obasanjo. And I think he's a politician that did not go to sleep even after he was not holding any political position. Even the present governor, Ganduje was his deputy at the time. So I think the people see him as a formidable force. And I also want to add that Kwankwaso has a bright future. I think it's just about 62 now or so. Because President Buhari is likely to retire from contesting election, and probably Atiku too, given the factor of age. So if we are talking of one of the people that we should look up to, in that part of the country, I think it's Kwankwaso. If he can, though it's limited to Kano State, and I think that has always been his shortcoming. But if he can form alliances, build network, I think his future is bright. But there's no doubt that Kwankwaso remains a formidable political institution as far as Kano politics is concerned.
And BKO, we've seen Labour Party and the NNPP now having a state each in the fallout of the governorship election. In Kano, the NNPP's Abba Yusuf, like I said earlier on, you were weighing their chances, seeing as he and Gawuna of the APC were from, the same area, as against what we saw playing out during the presidential elections in the same state. But what do you make of the emergence of the NNPP's candidate as winner?
Is the value of patience that we've seen demonstrated in this election. In 2019, Abba Yusuf was coasting home to victory, and then INEC decided that it had to be decided through a supplementary election. And in that supplementary election, he was overtaken by the candidate of the APC, that's the Governor Ganduje. Instead of resorting to violence, killing people, Kwankwaso simply calmed down, told the supporters to not take the law into their hands. Said 4 years is not a long time. You, Abba Yusuf, you are young, you still have another chance. Many women, because Abba Yusuf is a ladies' man, the women love him so much, and they were crying. But why did this happen? Because he also had a very popular TV jingle at that time that children and women were singing, Abba, Gida, Abba, They expected him to win, but he didn't win. At that time, the support of Kwankwaso was very evident in the urban centers. So Governor Ganduje dominated the election in the hinterland. In fact, Governor Ganduje defeated Kwankwaso in his local government, Albasu, in Madobi local government. To tell you that the governor had tremendous support in the hinterland. But this time around, both the hinterland and the urban centers, Kwankwaso appear to have penetrated. Because for someone like the Senate chairman on INEC, Kabru Gaya, former Governor Kabru Gaya, to have been defeated by an NNPP candidate in Gaya. Gaya is not an urban center. You know that they had indeed penetrated that area, and so many other rural areas they also won. Look at, they won 29 of the House of Assembly seats, 29 out of 40 they won. Talking about House of Reps, out of 23 they won 18. That is to tell you the preeminence, the popularity of the NNPP in that state. So, and in the election proper, they scored 1,019,602.
Right. Gawuna
scored 890,000. Both of them were from the city,
Urban,
the city center, not like before when someone was from the city and the other person was from the hinterland, because the governor was from rural Kano, whereas Abba Yusuf hailed from the city at that time. This time around, they are both city men contesting against one another. Even in Nasarawa, where Gawuna comes from, NNPP won with about 15,000 margin. That's in Nasarawa. Nothing underlines the popularity of that fellow more than to see him go to defeat his immediate rival right in his local government. And there are other things that we can say about the popularity of NNPP. My suspicion is that this man wants to play on the big stage. And he knows that to play on the big stage, he has to belong to a big political party, not a party that cannot win elections outside of his state. So I won't be surprised if he's back in the APC, because Abba Yusuf was his personal assistant, his in-law. So he will most likely sanction maybe his defection to the APC and all that. And I can tell you, the APC will not reject the governor of Nigeria's most politically valuable state, like Kano, if he were to make moves to join them, because I still see Kwankwaso playing a big part in the politics of our country. He will undoubtedly become the most popular, the most dominant politician from northern Nigeria at the rate he's going. Because even his candidate came second in Taraba, governorship rates. His candidate came second. So I know that his profile will keep rising, but he has to play his politics right.
Right. We will take a break in about 40 seconds from now, but just quickly respond to that possibility of Abba Yusuf going to the APC amidst his victory under the ticket of the NNPP.
Yes, it will be easier for him to join the big players than to invest in NNPC with the hope of spreading the party across the country. And I think at 66, the ball is in his court. There's a lot of advantages on his side. He's charismatic, he's popular, and I think in terms of a dominant figure after President Buhari, Atiku, who are most likely to retire, the ball is coming back to him. It now depends on how he can manage it in the terms of, the Nigerian national contest.
He has that cult-like following.
He has a lot of advantage.
Cult-like following, similar to Buhari's cult-like following. And let me add quickly that 8 of the people who got elected into the House of Assembly were students that is sponsored abroad to Ukraine, to Russia, those countries to learn aeronautic engineering and other things. You know, that's what makes him popular with the young people.